In this tutorial, we're looking at HTML and we're looking at how we go about creating tables using HTML. So we're going to look at a simple example of an HTML table. If you observe this table keenly, you're seeing where we have the open tag table followed by a TR. The TR stands for a table row. And if you realize that this open TR carries a closing TR, and inside of this open and closed TR, which stands for table row, we have three table headings. The first table heading is company, the second is contract, the third is country, and each table heading tag follows with a closing tag for each of them. So after this closing table row that consists of three table headings, we now follow with the next open table row. And inside of this open, the second open TR, we have our TD, our table description. And here we have open TD, information to be displayed, Alfred, and we have a closing TD. So we have 1, 2, 3 TD tags with information followed by a closing TR. So therefore, we would have looked at two table rows so far. The first table row that consists of the table heading. The second table row consists of information to be displayed under the table heading. We also have a third TD displaying information as well. And I will reinforce that each open TR always carries a closing TR. And here we have some table definition as well. Alright? And at the end, we have our closing table tag. So let's just look at what this table will produce. Like you're seeing on your screen, what we just went through is being displayed on the right side of your screen over here. So here we have a basic HTML table, and this is the line or heading here, or H2 heading that create a display. Then we have our open table tag with a style of width 100%. All it's saying is that let this table pull the screen right across. And we did go through the first TR, which is this row right here going right across. And we say in that first TR, the first row, we're going to have company, contract, and country as our heading, like you're seeing right here. And in the other one, and the other TR, we'll have our information that will fall under the country, under the headings. So for our first table definition or description, we have Alfred, and you can see right here. We have for our contact, we have Maria, and for our country, we have Germany. However, we have added another row to it. You're seeing it here, Central, which is right here, commercial, and we have Francisco, which is our next information right there, and we have Mexico as well. So that's how you go about creating table using HTML. We will now be looking at what we call HTML table col span and row span. And if you take your knowledge back to Microsoft Word, when you insert a table, you see where you can merge columns and you can merge row. So when you merge a row like this one right here, it's called a row span. And in this instant here, this is your col span. And of course, you can apply both row span and col span to one existing table. Let's look at this information showing us an example of HTML table col span. Like you'll be familiar at this point that this is my open table tag, and here is my first table row, and what is being displayed inside of this table row. We're displaying two table headings, one for name and one for age. However, inside of the opening table heading, we are specifying that we're going to need a col span that runs across two columns. And inside of that TR that runs across two columns, we're going to display the text name. And the next table heading is going to display age. And we have a next row here with information going to display Jill Smith and 43. We're going to have a next row that is going to display Eve Jackson 57. Let's look at this in more details. So, like explained earlier, we're going to have name being run across two columns, like you're seeing here. So, in the coding where we have right here, it's this coding that creates the name to be running across two columns. And of course, you will see beneath it we have Jill Smith and Eve Jackson that falls under the title or the heading name. So that's how you go about creating a col span, or what we call a column span. Now let's turn our attention to HTML table row span. Here, once more, as I reinforce that this is our opening table tag, and of course at the end will be our closing table tag. But what is being taking place inside of this table? Here is our first row, and inside of our first row, yes, we're displaying a TH, which is our table heading name, and we have a TD, or table definition Jill. So that is what has been taking place inside of our first row. Now, in our second row, we have our TH, and we are saying row span equal 2. Simply means you're going to run across two rows. And inside of it, we're going to display phone, and our next TD to display a telephone number. And at the bottom, we have a next table row to display a number as well. But let's look at this in more graphical details. So let's look at phone. Simply saying that Jill has two phone numbers. Alright? So in the code right here, where you're seeing TH, simply saying that telephone here is a table heading, but this table heading run not vertically but horizontally, as you can see how this align right here, and it is going across two rows and it displaying two phone numbers. So that is how you go about doing your row span. Now in our upcoming lessons, we look at how you go about applying or giving style to your table. Like you're seeing here, some lovely borders being displayed around information on the table. Yes, so we will look at that part in upcoming class, where we're going to focus some more on this area really of our coding, where we're going to give colors and thickness of borders and so on to our table. Such as you see right here, we have a border of 1 pixel. Let's just play with it for a second and just change it to 3. If you, as you are seeing that the border is a bit thicker, and let's change the color. Let's just put it to maybe blue. You're seeing that the border is now blue. So we'll be looking at that in upcoming sessions. But for now, you need to focus on creating your table regular and practice creating your column span and your row span. Typically, that all it is to creating tables, but only that you can add various styling to it to customize or to let your table look attractive. Okay, so remember, if you're going to develop mastery, you just need to practice. So see you until then.